Today in this class, we are going to learn about how to integrate AWS S3, okay, AWS S3 storage as your binary repository to store your binary product like the end product of your applications. Once you build your applications, when it will generate the binary file like the var or jar file, how you'll deliver that file to a binary repositories. Okay, that we'll see it. Also, we'll see how we can integrate Docker in our Jenkins to build Docker, to deploy Docker, to deliver the Docker to the Docker repositories, and all these things we'll see today. Also, along with we'll see how we can integrate Ansible in our Jenkins. So because all these tools are in high demand in the market, and wherever you go, most of the organization they're using all these tools. Okay, so better we should know how to integrate all this in our Jenkins tool. Okay, so let's start. First, I'm going to show you the how to integrate all this in the S3 bucket. So that's why in the first initial of this class, right, beginning, I had taken a class, S3 storage class, right? And you know very well how to create a bucket and how to create accesses and all these things, right? So let me share my screen and we'll just go through it. Okay. Before I go through that, let me just start the server so that we can access the Jenkins. Remember, whenever you do practice, just stop the server. Okay, don't let it run. Yes, it is free. It is free for 1 year for new accounts, but so if you are running one instances 24 bar 7 and all running for 1 month is okay. You'll not get charged. But same time, if you forget to run stop another machine, suppose you are running two machines, so the total free timings will be calculated based on that number of resources you are running, and they'll charge you. Okay, so be careful whenever you are dealing with free resources on AWS. And mine is already 1 year completed, but sometimes I used to forget stopping the servers, so they keep charging me for that. That's why last classes, actually last Sunday we had class, right? I forgot to stop this, and when this Saturday I saw the server was running. So 1 week constantly it was running, and it is already I have come across the free tier. Okay, it's already 1 year completed this account. Okay, fine. So what I'm going to do, let's start this server first, and then we'll just I'll show you the things. Okay, so let me share my screen. What we are going to see the upload artifacts into the S3 bucket. So the term artifacts. So artifacts is nothing but the binary file. Okay, and the artifactory where the binary file gets stored. So to do that, first thing what we have to do, we have to look after for three things. Okay, the first thing is to create a bucket in AWS S3 using the AWS S3 service, and then we'll create a role which will provide full access to that, and we have to install a plugin. Okay, so first let's create a bucket. Let me go. Meanwhile, it is let it fully run. Okay, so you know where to create the bucket, right? Which service you should use. If you go to services, you'll find S3. Okay, in this S3, this is simple storage service. Okay, just click on that, and you'll see here I have few buckets created. Okay, I have few buckets created for that. Already I have a bucket which I have made it public. I'm not just going to create a bucket and give accesses and all, because you already know that. And if you are if you forget or not have practice, just I would suggest to go to the previous videos and just see how it was created. Okay, and how the accesses was provided. So I already have bucket. It's called DevOps web.ansible. Okay, if I just go here, You can see here one folder is available in this folder when file war file was deployed on January 2020. So what I'm going to do, let's delete this product. I'm going to delete this one. I don't need, just so that I'll just show you from the scratch and update the new object in the bucket. Okay, so okay, nothing is there in this bucket now. It is totally empty. And if you go this bucket, you don't see anything available here. Okay, how this all the files and everything will be uploaded by the Jenkins in this point. Okay, so let's start the Jenkins server. And if I go to this EC2, just click on here. Okay, so the first thing is to create a bucket, which we already have created the bucket. And okay, next is to create a role and provide full S3 access. Full S3 access means you'll just provide that bucket everyone can write. Okay, as we are going to make public, everyone can write to this bucket. Okay, now how we'll make create a role? This is a question for you. I already have told you how to create a role. Which service I should use to create a role. Exactly. So we have to use IAM services. Okay. So identity access management, go to IAM services, and there we have to create a role and provide that role to full S3 access. Don't give any other service access, only S3 access. Okay. So go to roles. I have 13 roles already uh, there, I think, created. Okay, I have already S3 full access created. You know how to create it. Simple things are there. Just create role. Okay, and what kind of identity entity type you want to. Just suppose I just use S3 AWS services. Okay, and use cases, common uses, but I don't want to use this. You can select any of the service here. So I'll just go through. You can search for here S3. Okay, I can select this S3 here, and you can see here allow S3 to call AWS services and batch all this. Fine. Good. Next, and they have, let's see, they have changed their dashboard. Okay, every time you'll see you'll getting new dashboard all the time, and they will be changing something. Last time when we are doing the classes, if you see that video, was totally different, and the way of navigating the things was totally different. Now they have changed it. Okay, now they have changed it, and so that's why if you don't keep touch on these things, no, after 1 month or 2 months or 6 months, if you come back and see, everything will be new for you. Okay, they keep changing their because this is the UI, right, applications, and these applications they keep changing, and for better performance, for better visibility, okay, for better user friendly, they're just making it. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to search for the S3 full access, right? If you go, these are the policy names. You have to choose one of the policy here, and let me search for S3. I'll search for S3 and just refresh it. Okay, so for S3, you can find it out. what happened? It's not okay. Properties. Policy name. Why it's not coming? Policy name. Future policies by property or policy name. Okay. So I'll just search for AWS S3. Now they changed and it is difficult to. Earlier it was coming automatically. If you type S3 alone, it was coming automatically, right? But now nothing's coming. Okay, fine. You'll just search like this. Okay. Maybe the search option is not working. Just go through that and find it out AWS S3 where and select that and next and it will be created. Okay. Just create a role. If I go here, I already have created the role and let me show that role to you. S3 full access. And what are the things are given here? So it is given Amazon S3 full access. This is the service Amazon S3 full access. This is the policy name. So you have to give this policy name and select it. So what it gives provide full access to all buckets. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I just created a bucket and created a role. And the role name is given as S3 hyphen full access. I have created the role name. So you can create the role name as your wish. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, that's all. Now let's come to the Jenkins and install the plugin. Okay, so we are going to install the plugins. You know how to do that. Just go to manage Jenkins, manage plugins, and here you can see already Amazon web services, SDK, and all. Okay, so there is one plugin name that is called S3 Publisher. Okay, that is called S3 Publisher plugin. This is a plugin name. So we have to this plugin to upload files to Amazon S3 bucket. So we have to search for S3. Just search for S3, and it will give you the see all the details. It will give you. In the available, it is not showing me. Why? It's a question for you. Why it is not showing S3 Publisher?
It is not installed right now.
It is already installed. See, I am just searching for available, and this available section is um, plugins available to be installed. But if I search in the installed tab, it will be which are already installed in this server. Okay, so if I search for here S3, so I'll find this S3. S3 publisher is here. Okay, so this S3 publisher you have to just get it. And it says warning, the currently installed plugin version may not set to use, please review the following security. Okay, so uh, maybe earlier it was now they have given some warning, just ignore this warning. You may need to upgrade it or something like. So you have to just search for S3 publisher and you'll find it out and just install it. You know how to install that. So once it is installed, so what you'll get, if you go to your project, okay, if you go to your project, let me just go to the project which we is to build. So this is the okay, not this weekend batch. We'll have this like a second pipeline Java batch. I'm just going to show you a freestyle job. Okay, so if I go to this job, okay, so now you saw what are the things to be created. You have to create a bucket, then give a role to create a role for that, and then go to the Jenkins and install the plugins. So if you are going to do from the scratch, whatever I'm telling from the scratch only, guys, for you know, totally new, right? But in your organization it will be installed already. You don't have to do it again. You have to just focus on the doing the setting up other settings and writing the code. Okay, because the bucket would have already created by the AWS cloud people, by the solution architect or by the administrator, cloud administrator. They would have already created, or might be they would request, because these buckets are not a single person perspective or single project perspective. They might be created for the entire organization or entire project, the project for where more people are working. Could be project, it should be project specific, but it will be used by, it will be already being used. If you're totally new project and you are getting a chance to create it, then maybe they'll tell you to go and create it if you are already, your project already working on AWS, or else it will go to the AWS team, they will create for you. You know already how in organization it works. Okay. But you should know how to do that. Now let me reconfigure this. So once you install that plugin, what you'll see, you'll find it out. 1 second. Hmm. So once you install that one, you'll find. Okay, so let me remove this one. It was done for last class to show you the failure for the email notification. Okay, now I corrected it. Email notification was set. Now in the post build section, if you go here, once you install the plugin, you'll see here one publish artifacts to S3 bucket. Once you install that plugin, you'll get this option here. Before that, you'll not get up this option. Okay, so you'll get this option here. Select this and you will find this S3. Okay, before coming to this post build action, what you have to do, let me delete this. What you have to do, you have to go again to the dashboard and you need to do some configuration changes. Okay, you have to create a role or create you have to, whatever the role was created, that you have to set up in the configurations. Okay, now let's go to the manage Jenkins, go to the secure, sorry, configure system, and all these things you'll keep in mind and remember quickly whenever you do practice. I always encourage people to do practice once, twice, thrice, or else if you don't do and you don't keep in touch all the time, then you'll forget, definitely you'll forget. Okay, so fine. Now in this section, right, in the configuration sections, we have to just add the where it is, come down somewhere, you'll find this is email notification, SCM polling, where is that, build time. Here it is, I'm searching so far. Okay, Amazon S3 profile. Okay, so this is the Amazon S3 profile, and mm, you'll find once you install that plugin, you will get this option as well. Okay, in the configurations. So what you have to do, you have to just select this Amazon S3 profile and just create a profile name. And this profile name we are going to use in our project setup. Remember, we have to use this profile name in our project setup. So here what you can, either you can use the IAM role, or you can use this access key and password. Two ways you can use. Okay, what is this access key and this secret key, guys? By seeing this access key, you will okay, this is nothing but your IAM user access ID, right? Access key and secret key ID, passwords. So all these are the IAM things, right? Okay, so whenever you create the users, you will get all this, right? So let it be there. I am not changing it anything. If you want to use IAM role, select this one to use IAM role. But I'm just leaving for the timing, just using access key and password. Now after that, just give a name and this.
So
So
profile name we need to create first and then we need to give it in Jenkins, or
exactly,
this is just a name.
the profile name you have to create first. First, you have to come here,
Oh,
Amazon S3 profiles, and you have to create a profile name first here. And then once
okay.
you create the profile name, okay, then go to the job, and then you do the setups for post build actions. Okay, click on the configurations. 1 minute, we'll be back. One sec. Okay, so first you have to create the profile, and once you create the profile, you have to come to the post build sections. Here I did not save it. Okay, so come to the post build section, and in this post build section, you have to just use this publish artifacts to S3 buckets. Okay, you don't have to do anything else. Just select this publish artifacts to S3 bucket, and once it is done, what you have to do? Just select the profile here. See the profile S3 profile, whatever we created, and the configuration space, right? That profile name, you'll find it in the drop down list. Once it is created, you'll get it here, right? And then what you have to do, it simply says what are the files to upload. Click on this, and you have to just give the source. What is the source of the file, right? As you know, you have to just use slash star dot var. So this is the file I'm just going to upload. And so destination bucket, so you have to provide the bucket destination. If you want to know more, you just click on this and it'll give this bucket destination. But it says destination bucket, it will be created if does not exist. Environment variables can be used, for example my artifact bucket or job name, build number. Okay, so when we are uploading the artifacts, always you will be seeing the binary product will be having the product application name with a tag, with a version, right? With a version into it. So when we are going to add that one, we should always give a version to it by using the build number. And always I told you, whenever you have some doubt, just click on this help option and you'll find it how you can write it down. Okay, now let's write the the bucket destination. So what was our bucket name? Let's go to the S3. The bucket name is DevOps web.ansible. DevOps web.ansible. So I'll just give us DevOps web.ansible. Okay, and then slash. Now I don't give a job name here, and so this is the source file, whatever is going to be downloaded, but the source file I'm going to rename as, okay, so suppose I'll rename as the job. It gives an example here, okay, job name and then build number, but mine I'll just make it as suppose DevOps web app. This is the name I'm going to make it, hyphen, then I can just write the build number. So you'll be thinking, right, how this build number will be, because we have not set off these global variables. Okay, let me just explain. This build number, actually the global variables of Jenkins by default, when we specify this build number, what will happen? It will add the build number in the time. So what we'll be seeing, what is this build number? Okay, let me show you. I'll tell you what is this build number and where you can get it. Now I just added the build number, storage class. So what is the storage class? Storage class is standard. Okay, what type of storage you can select? Usually mine is standard. I have selected standard. Then the bucket region. Remember when we create the bucket, we'll be selecting the region. And if you're not sure about that, just come here and you can find the AWS region over here. Find AP South 1, that is the Mumbai, Asia Pacific, Mumbai. Okay, now let's give it here, Asia Pacific, Mumbai. And if you see here, up south 1, AP South 1. Okay, AP South 1. Okay, now what happens in, if you want to select all these options, just go through here, go through this no upload on build failure. If the build is failing, then no point of uploading this. I can select it here. Only it will be upload if the build is success, because I need the success what do you say, success artifacts to be uploaded. Okay, and you can see keep files forever, whatever things you want, you can just mention it here, select it here. Okay, now also if metadata, you know the name of the file and all this metadata you have to provide, and you can just add it there. Now what is this publish failure result and all these things is now okay, anyway, it is file on failure, it will publish the results and all. Okay, so that's all. I'm not going to change anything else. You know how to add this now. All done. Let's save it. Okay, let's save it. After saving, now I'm just going to build the project. Let's build it. Last build was failed. Okay, let's see why it was failed. Let it run the first this build. Okay, so we are getting this build number 9, right? This is the 9. You can see the build number. I was telling about the build number, right? So this is the build number. Okay, now my job is unstable. You can see the color here, red color failure, blue success, and here you can see it is unstable. Let's see why it is unstable. What is the error? So okay, we got lots of error. Fine. So what happened here? Failed to upload files because this access key, whatever we had generated, right? It is not active. It is that's why it is not able to. What says the AWS access key ID provided does not exist in our records. Okay. So now what I'm going to do? Let's change the access ID. We have to create a new access ID and add it over here, right? So let's go to the configurations page, Jenkins configuration system, and S3 profiler, S3 profiles, S3 profiles, where it is, subversion. Okay, Amazon S3 profiles, and here I need to change all these, right? Here also it provides a test connection. You can test the connection also, right? Let me test it. Cannot connect us through, it is does not exist now. Okay, fine. So let me just create one new user ID and password. Just go to the IAM. I think I have deleted all the users, that's why it's not there. Fine. Let me you can know how to create users. Okay, I already have one user, suppose admin user. I am just going to use this admin user. Fine, I'll not use this admin user. Let me create one user which will have only S3 access. Okay, so let's go and create new user. So you give the username. I'll just give as S3 user, S3 user. And here access type, you know what is that you have to give. I don't need that user to connect management console, because I just need programmatic access. Through program I'll just access the user AWS services. So go ahead and give next permission. And permission, here you have to choose what type of permissions you need to provide here, right? So you can just select here or create a group. Okay, and which group you need to add. So here, okay, let me create a group because I need only S3. So if you see here, the policies attached EC2 full access, administrator access, and all this. Why we don't need all this, right? We need only S3. So just create a group and search for S3 here. See, in this window, right, the filter option is very good. If I search for S3, it will automatically coming here, right? So I'll just search for Amazon S3 full access. Create a group. The policy attached is Amazon S3 full access. Okay, so it's the what happened. Okay, you have to give a name, group name. Sorry. So just give a name like S3 group. S3 group here. Create a group. Fine. I just created a S3 group and provided S3 full access. Tag, it's up to you. Just give the tag name and create user. Okay. So as you know, whenever you create user, it will give you your access key ID and the secret key. So for future reference, you can download the CSV file. Okay. And or else you will find all these information. So you can copy and paste it somewhere. Okay. Let me just add this access key ID in my, I got this new access key ID and the secret access key, right? So I'll add it here, change it, change password. I'm just changing the password over here. So let's go and get the key. Got it, right? So once you add all these, let's do a test connection. Good. So now we are able to successfully connect. You can see here. Now save it. Go to the project and configure. Okay, configure is not required because everything is fine. Let's build the project now. Okay, build now. Okay, the build is success now. You can see here. Just click the logs. Oh, mm, okay, fine. That is okay. That is okay. This is email communications. That's fine. But our thing is, it is published and it is uploaded to the artifacts. Okay, so now let's go and check whether it is uploaded in our S3 bucket or not. So go to S3. And here you'll find here you'll find go to the bucket. See, our product is added here. Our product is added here with a name as DevOps Web App hyphen 10, whatever we had set up in that one. So what is the 10? 10 is nothing but the version. You can treat as a version, and 10 here is the build number. Okay, so you can treat this as a version because it randomly, the next time if you build, let's build another time, build now. So it will build, do the test and generate the artifact, and it will upload the artifact in the S3, into the S3 bucket. Okay. So this time the build number is 11. So what it will do, it will just upload another. See, this is DevOps Web App 11. Okay. Go ahead, in this target folder, you'll find this DevOps Web App web.war file. Okay. So this is the file which we need to deploy into our server or any machines, or we can deliver to the application. Now you know clearly how we can set up the S3 bucket and store our artifacts into that. And you can use this one to download this file and upload by using Ansible also. Okay. So in my Ansible classes, I'll show you how we can use this artifact to deploy into the different servers by doing the configuration management. How we can change and do the configuration management and deploy by using the Ansible. That time I'll show you again how we can use that bucket and use this product applications to deploy using Ansible. Okay, fine. Now we are clear all this about S3. Now let's move on and do the setup for Docker. Okay, do the setup for Docker. Before doing the setup for Docker, I would show something to you. And okay, so if you see this plugin, right? What we are going to do, just simple two things. We'll get it over here. This diagram I have prepared before doing and before working on Docker. You should understand clearly what you need, how this can be configured. If you are confused, then it will be a problem, and maybe it will take more time for you to get it done. The diagram which you are seeing it here. See the Docker daemon. Those who already know Docker or yet to know, that's why I always, because Sarvanan will not. Sarvana, are you going to do the Docker classes or only Jenkins classes you are going to do? Because if you do the Docker classes, then it's easy to understand. If not, then it's okay. I'll just cover it now. Maybe after finishing Docker.
Uh, yeah, Ranjit. Yeah, so Docker in the past, yeah, it's a few this trainings and in my project also I'm using it.
Oh,
So yeah,
so for you it's
I'll
okay.
let you know. Like,
Okay. Okay, fine.
yeah.
So for Sasikala, I think once you finish the Docker, you will understand clearly. Again, I'll tell you all these parts once you finish in the Docker and we'll do the project. But as Sarvanan is only opted for Jenkins classes, so I'll just go for this and I'll tell you uh, the overall view. I'll not go deeply on the Docker side, how the Docker is getting installed and all. I'm not going to tell, but what you need Docker perspective, I'm just going to tell you. Okay. So this is the Jenkins server. This is the master server, and we need the Jenkins server, a Docker daemon to be installed. Okay, because we are going to build the Docker image there. Okay, and then in the staging server or whatever, how many servers, it's up to you. And there also we have to, the Docker daemon should be installed. The Docker daemon should be installed there as well. Okay, the Docker daemon should be installed.
So Ranjit, one question here. So on the master machine where my Jenkins server is installed, right? Is there mandatorily I need to have this Docker daemon running, or I can have it
Uh,
only on the agent machines?
No, if you see, the agent machines, you can have it in the agent machines. It's not mandatory. If you are building it, If you are
Okay.
building it, then it's okay. See, if you are, that's why I'm telling, I'm building this in my master machine. Okay, I'm building it in
Oh,
my
okay, okay.
master
For
machine.
image building. Okay, okay.
Yeah, image building. And if you're not going to, that's a very good question, and you understood clearly. So that agent things, if you understand this agent things, mostly in organization we never run in the master. This is for our training purposes. Okay, and mostly for real time in organizations we work on the agent or the slave, because that agent will be a different machine, and that machine will be the Docker installed. Okay, so once you install, because that we are going to build the image, right, image file. So once it is built, we have to connect to the different server and run the container. Again, to running the container and all, we need the Docker daemon to be installed. That's why I just showed this diagram. Where you are installing or deploying Docker running container, there you should have Docker daemon. Also, you should have Docker daemon on your agent or on your machines. Okay, so better, I can just mention it here, the Jenkins server, not Jenkins server, you can mention as Jenkins agent server or agent. Okay, so that it will be clear, server or agent, anywhere you can run it. Mostly it is agent. Okay, now once it is done, so all this you have to remember, you have to Docker daemon both the side, the agent side or server side, as well as this remote server where you are going to deploy or run the container. It should have been there. And we have to install one more plugin again for Docker. The plugin name is CloudBees Docker Build and publish and build and publish. Okay, CloudBees. If you see here, we have already a CloudBees plugin there. For that, we are getting this open blue version, right? This is for from CloudBees. Now, what I'm going to do, let's go to the dashboard. Okay, let's go to the dashboard, and there manage plugins, manage plugins. Okay, and here search for go to the install already. For you, you have to just go for available and search for here and install. Search for CloudBees, CloudBees, or search for Docker. Search for Docker. Okay, now once you search for Docker, you'll find CloudBees Docker build and publish plugin. Okay, so you have to install this plugin. So once you install this plugin, you'll get this Docker options available there. So what you have to do, go to your dashboard. No configurations, no change, no job, no configurations required for this. What we have to directly do the changes in the project itself. Okay, configure it here. So once you install that plugin, and in the build section, okay, because we're going to build it, right, the build section, um, go to the build section here. In the build sections here, we can see we have only Maven build is there. Now I'm going to add Docker build. Okay, in the build sections, you'll see one option called Docker build and publish. Docker build and publish. Select these options, and what is this repository name? Okay, this repository name is nothing but your Docker repository or registry name is name of the repo to build. Okay, what of the repo is going to be built, you have to provide it here. Now, what the tag, what is the tag, you have to provide the tag. You can just give a build number, it will treat as the tag. And the server credentials, you have to provide the server credentials and all. Okay, so let me do that one. Suppose I'll give repository name. You can select it here, that's fine. My Docker repository is for Docker hub.docker.com. Okay, hub.docker.com. should be, I think, Docker for Ranjit. Oops, it's not coming. Okay, and my ID is, I think, Docker for Ranjit. Okay, and then you have to grab a slash repository name. You have to give like this. You can see here, right? You have to provide Docker slash Ranjit and just give hmm, test image. I'm just giving test Docker image, test Docker image B4. Just give a name, okay, and you can give a build number also. I'll just give the build number so that unique every time we'll get unique build. It should be underscore number, right? Underscore number. Fine. So I added the build number here, and tag, instead of build number providing here, you can provide a tag here also. Okay, I'll just provide, remove this one. I don't need it here. I can provide a tag here, build number. Okay, now just give you the server credentials. So I'll just give a server credentials here, and sorry, not server credentials, registry credentials, because this is the Docker registry I'm going to use it. Okay, so go, and I, you know how to create it. I already have set up Docker for ng. Now it's done. So this is what you have to do: build number, Docker for ng, test, and Docker. Let me remove this email things, because this email things is throwing error. Now what you do in the build section is just save it here. Okay. Mm, mm, cloud is Docker paid and published, right? Fine. So once you do this setup, just save it. Okay, let's just build it. Build now project. It is failed. Let's see whether Docker is installed on the server or not. Docker build publish Mac as build fiddler. Okay, so Docker daemon is not running on the server. So Docker is not installed. So once you install the Docker, you'll see it will build this project and do that. Okay, now let me just connect and see if Docker is installed on this or not, on this server, because I'm running this on master, right, on the Jenkins server. So I have to check whether this is installed or not. So let's go here and check for this. Go to the server and let me connect it. I'm not sure whether Docker is installed or not. Okay, so SSH right now. CentOS. Let's see. Okay, Docker is installed, but Docker daemon is not running. It's not running, so I have to start it. System ctl Start Docker. Okay, now my Docker is running. So let's build it again and see what other error we are, or it's running or not. Okay. So search for the job name, any kind of Docker compose demo Docker container applications. Just seeing this one. Not this. Okay. Anyway, I have to log in this. What is the password for this session? Docker for Ranjit. Continue. Password. One second. I'm stopping the screen sharing. Okay. So okay, I just able to log in my Docker Hub registry. Okay, this is my Docker Hub registry, and I have lots of images uploaded in my registry. Okay, in my repositories. Now let's build this project again. Go to the dashboard. Just build. The Docker daemon is running right now. Just build. Now, okay, let's see the output. Okay, it's running. See.
Ranjit, you mentioned about the blue ocean, right? What exactly that will do?
Okay, this blue ocean, right, sir? Okay, I'll show you. I'll show you after this result, right? I'll show you.
Yes.
Okay, now it is success. Okay, so if you see here, the logs. Okay, now our you can see it is success. The image file, what was the file name was given? Test Docker image hyphen v4 and the tag name. Okay, so if I go my hub here and just refresh this page, you'll see here, just refresh this page, you'll find in my repositories Docker for Ranjit, we'll see one image file will be uploaded here. See, few seconds ago I got test for Docker image hyphen v4, and if I click this, we'll see a tag number, and the tag is latest. Okay, and the 13 tag, as we had given the tag number 13, right? What is this 13? The 13 is nothing but the build number, and where we had given, if I go to the configurations, you'll see here we had given this in as the build number in the tag options, right? If I go to the build, you can see here I have given this as build number. Now you see how this can be built and publish the artifacts, right? Now what I'm going to do here, so now you know how to set up this Docker in here. So what, okay, Blue Ocean you're talking about, right? So let's go here. This project is completed now. If we open this Blue Ocean, right, it will show you the graphical user interface of your logs and the build process. See all these informations. If I click it here, all the status and all, if I just go here, all the logs and everything, you'll find it over here. This is the only freestyle job, about the freestyle job. If I talk about the pipeline, it is very helpful for pipeline jobs, because all the steps related on all these things you'll find it out over. Let me just show you the pipeline job. See, I was talking about this stage view, right? You will get this stage view, and if you want to just open in this Blue Ocean, just click on this Blue Ocean, you'll get, and just see. Okay, let's do the success one. Okay, now you can see here the diagram, right? The flow. This is how the beauty of the Blue Ocean. This plugin, this Blue Ocean plugin, you'll get all these pipeline jobs with a very good diagram, very good UI. You can see we had in our pipeline we had three options there: build, deployment, and this one. But both deployments were running parallelly. We had the parallel options where both the deployments on staging server 1 and staging server 2 were running parallelly. Okay, so we have mentioned it over here. Okay, this is how it, if you want to see all the logs also, you just click it down here, you'll find the logs accordingly. Okay, deploy to server 2 and all this, because here we had just given the comment, so only one comment is there, but the real logs you'll find it over here. Okay, all these options you can find it. If you want to restart also the deployment, you can directly click it here, it will be automatically restart the deployment. Now you understood what is this, right? And how you can use it. It will be very useful whenever in real time. And
Yeah,
most
yeah.
of the companies, they will have this Blue Ocean. Most of the companies, and you'll see these beautiful options over here. And if you want to see the particular logs also, if you want just click it here, it will give you the logs also. See all these details it will give you. Nothing more there. That's why it's just simply giving all this. And if you click on it here, all the, okay, here all the logs are there. See, this will help you to troubleshoot the things very quickly. Okay, and all the logs you will find it here.
What is the plugin name to install that?
It is, you just search for let me show you. You can
Blue Ocean.
Blue Ocean, yeah, you just search for Blue Ocean and
Okay.
find it out. Okay, search for open Blue Ocean. Okay, let me just show you.
Okay.
Go to the dashboard, manage Jenkins, and manage plugins. Got it. If I go to install, search for Blue Ocean. Search for Blue. See this Blue Ocean, and you'll find this Blue Ocean aggregator. Okay, you have to install this one, Blue Ocean. Then it will have all this Blue Ocean automatically. It will install all the related Blue Ocean APIs for you. Now we are clear on the Docker part. We know how to integrate Docker by using the Docker plugins and all. Let's move on and do the similar setup for Ansible. Okay, let me show you for Ansible. Okay, so for Jenkins and Ansible, we have to again, because everything is on Jenkins side, everything we have to work on the plugins only, right? So let's do and go and check the Ansible plugins. Okay, for that you have to install the Ansible plugins. Go to your manage Jenkins. For you, for the first time, you have to just for available, go to available and search for Ansible. And if I go and search the Ansible, you will find this Ansible. See, this Ansible plugin. So you have to get this Ansible plugin and do in once you get this Ansible plugin installed, you will go to your dashboard, and for the job setups you'll find in the build sections. Okay, let's configure. So once you do the plugin setup, that's all. You don't have to do anything else. Just come to the project setup. Now you have to do the project setup. Come to the build here, and you'll find some options available here. See where it is. Invoke Ansible playbook. So those who have Ansible knowledge or have some ideas on that, they can understand what is this playbook and how we'll run this playbook. Okay, so I'll just show you how you'll do the setup. I'll not execute this playbook and all, but I'll just show you how to integrate the Ansible in the Jenkins. Okay, after the Ansible classes, I'll show you the guys how to write the playbook and then how we'll execute the playbook on the uh, Jenkins itself. Okay, so now I'm just going to invoke the Ansible playbook. Select this one, and you have to just provide the path to the playbook, in which path your playbook is available. Okay, select that path. That's all. You don't have to do anything else. Once you do that, okay, this credentials and okay, you know this vault concept and all. So in Ansible there is a vault to store your credentials and all, right? So that options, if you are having this Ansible vault, you just select the credentials and all. Okay, and what it will do, it will just run this playbook. Okay, and execute it. Nothing we have to do much on this. Simply you have to install the Ansible plugin. Once you get the Ansible plugin installed, you have to just come here and select the Ansible ad hoc, invoke Ansible playbook. You can see here we have multiple Ansible things are there, Ansible ad hoc commands. So those no Ansible, you can understand what is this ad hoc commands. Ad hoc basis, if you want to execute some commands, you don't want to execute the real playbook, then you can go for this Ansible ad hoc command. So select it and you'll get another window of options. Then you have to add the commands and all. As I have selected for Ansible playbook, you have to give the path name here, playbook path. Suppose I'll give as home CentOS, okay, and Jenkins. Okay. If I go this server, I think let's check whether it is there. I can execute it. Oh, okay. I have this folder already there. That's fine. CD. I have already a playbook here. Okay, fine. I already have a playbook here, and this is the playbook where I'm going to use it. And you know what is this host, how to create the host name and all, how to Ansible. So I'm not going to
Yeah.
teach you this Ansible now. So this path you have to
There is
provide.
one question here. See, this host is a local host file, right? Where we define all the host names,
Yeah,
where we
same.
run the playbook.
Yes, the
If it is a this one dynamic inventory file, right? So, are there any option in the Jenkins to like browse and select the file and update or host the names in the?
yes, I'll tell you that also. One second.
Okay.
You can see here inventory, right? Inventory options. We are talking about this inventory, right? Either you have to select
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
do not specify inventory, or you can specify inventory name here. You can give a file path, right? That is what we are talking about, that host list.
Okay.
Here the host
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah,
the
correct.
same file. So
Yeah.
you can just select it here and provide the path where your host
Uh-huh.
file is available. Okay, you can give it here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Now, okay, so CentOS, and I'll just give it here the complete Jenkins playbook path. This is the playbook, and give the playbook name. What is the playbook name? Suppose deploy this, deploy app.yaml. This playbook will fail because we have to do lots of setup accordingly for Ansible. Okay, I'm just showing you how you do have to do configurations in Jenkins. Now you have to provide the playbook path here. After that, you have to give the credentials, whatever is there. Now simply you have to save it. Now this is the path where your playbook is available, and you have to select the host file. And what is host file, you know already, and what other things need to be added, you have to specify here. Okay. And um, one more thing, for as it is running on the master, I have kept it in the master this path. And for agent, where your Ansible is installed, if you have a different machine, different server, then you have to run that particular project on that agent only, right? You have to run that on that particular agent. Now you understood how you can do the setups. Now just save
So
it.
one precondition is on the agent, we need to ensure Python is installed, right? That's the only prereq we need to do before
Yeah,
triggering the
for
job.
Ansible definitely you need the Python to be installed. Okay, and Python is
Uh,
must for Ansible. See, what are the exactly for agent? What that's why I'm telling for agent, whatever the prerequisites, whatever the configurations is required for the tool to run, for the software to run,
okay, okay,
everything you should have installed before we execute any job.
okay.
Okay, before we execute job, it should be installed. Now, guys, all clear about these three most important things which we are going to get in our organizations. Okay, so that's all for today. Maybe in the next class, I'll do a one small project, one end-to-end project where I'll show you more on the SAD library, whatever I was telling, right? All the SAD library. The sad library concept, how we can write more codes in the Groovy, and the same things whatever we have written in the pipeline, how we can convert those pipeline into the sad library, and how we can reuse that one. Also, whatever the sad library I have written, you can use my sad library in your project also. In that way, suppose we are learning three, four, five peoples here. So one or two people, you can guys create one sad library, share among you, and you can see how beautiful it working. Okay. The same thing I'm going to maybe in the Saturday class, next class, it will be the last class for Jenkins. We'll do the project completely. And if anything I have missed in the next class, also I'll cover that one. Okay. Or if you have any doubt or anything,
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
discuss on those classes also.
yeah. So one request actually. Yeah, you have shown about this Ansible, right? Yeah, this you have tried out. Uh, I'll try it on my machine also. All these days, I used to run a playbook by running that playbook commands, but never tried with Jenkins.
Mhm.
So as a exercise, right, I'll just run configure Jenkins with Ansible. Try to work on the phone. If any doubt, shall I ping you and for any clarification, anything?
Yeah, definitely. You can call me or ping me in the WhatsApp. So I'll be available. So I can
Okay.
help you. Okay, on this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, another thing is for same thing. We want to try first Terraform also. So if you have any use case done in the past using Terraform, right? Jenkins with Terraform, could you please show some use case like high level also fine for us,
Mm,
like how to run Jenkins calling the Terraform to create
yeah,
any
okay.
resources in AWS.
Okay, maybe okay for Terraform. Okay, maybe in Saturday's class I'll show you the Terraform one also. Okay, Terraform one also with the
Ah,
project.
okay. I think when Sasigara comes to the Terraform session, so when you're planning to do that integration, right? Jenkins with Terraform, could you please invite us? I just want to see like 10 to
Sure,
15 minutes should be fine for.
sure, definitely. We'll do.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Thanks.
guys. Okay, so we'll meet up on Saturday in the same 7 o'clock. And if you have any doubt,
But we are done with Jenkins. No,